Sound check one. Good morning. As we have quorum present, I'd like to call the meeting of the West Harbour Development Subcommittee meeting to order. Please remember that all electronic devices are be switched to a non-audible function during committee meetings. We have no ceremonial activities. Approval of the agenda. Mover and second to approve the agenda as presented. Councillor Kassar, Councillor Crutch, thank you. Item 7.1 has a confidential appendix. Are we looking to go in camera for this item? Councillors? I'm okay with it. I'm just going to move it in further down to the agenda if we do want to. No? Seeing head nods the wrong way, so we'll move on. Any amendments to the agenda besides, no? We're good? All right. Show of hands, please. Carried. Thank you. Declarations of interest? Seeing none, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes from November 7th. Mover and seconder to adopt the minutes of the November 7th meeting. Councillor Crutch, Councillor Kassar. Any discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, show of hands. Carried, thank you. Where am I going here? Skip. 7.1, waterfront tourism opportunities, PED 25274. Mover and seconder to put the report on the floor. Councillor Kassar and myself. Are we having a discussion on this, clerk? We're having a presentation? What are we doing?
Can discuss it if you'd like. I don't know if Lisa Abbott has a introduction or not.
Director Abbott, you want to speak to a slight overview, please? Thank you.
Thank you. Through the chair, Lisa Abbott, Director of Culture and Tourism. This is an update report. We are continuing upon the work that has been built through the West Harbour Development Strategy and looking at ways to better animate the waterfront. And this is one step towards doing that. Thank you.
Councillors, any questions? Councillor Crutch, go ahead, please.
Thanks very much. I really appreciate you being here, Director Abbott. Good to see you. My questions are really about the trajectory here. So my understanding is there was a request for interest, so an RFI put out, which isn't anything binding really. It's just trying to get a sense of what's out there in the market. The reason I ask is because I had a meeting last night with the neighborhood associations downtown, and the North End Neighborhood Association said, hey, can we be consulted on what's happening here? This is going to impact everything that's happening in the North End. We're the neighborhood association associated with the North End. Can we get some input here? Could you just walk me through what the process is? How do they get an opportunity to have some input, or what the process is going forward from an RFI?
Director Abbott.
Thank you for the question through the chair. Absolutely. As I say, this is just one step in the process. We have been approached over multiple years, often with opportunities without a mechanism for which to move forward with them. So the RF request for information, as you mentioned, was just our opportunity to see what was out there. Now we need to be able to take it to the next step, and engagement is part of the next piece of the process. We need to see what's feasible and what's really outside of the realm, and then take what we can do to the community to make sure it fits within the realm of the residents that live there, businesses that operate and wish to operate, also looking at the impact that it would have on the actual land and city staff. Thank you.
Councillor.
Thanks. I also presume, and this is a presumption, so please clarify for me if you don't mind, that as the Waterfront Trust winds down, becomes part of the city again, that's also going to be a consideration here, because right now we're operating kind of a little bit siloed along the waterfront as it's known, and that'll probably also require us to have some considerations.
To respond through the chair, yes, thank you for that comment. We are working with the team on creating a unified vision for the waterfront so that we are breaking down the siloed approach that has been in place until this point. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Appreciate the answers to my questions.
Thank you, Councillor. Seeing no more speakers, we have a mover and a seconder. Show of hands, please. That carries. Thank you. Moving on for items for consideration, 8.1 PD 21090 Discovery Center pop-up library and cultural space interim activation. We have Andrea Smith, the manager of Municipal Land Development Office, will introduce, and I need a mover and seconder to put the report on the floor. Councillor Crutch, Councillor Kassar. Manager Smith, please go ahead.
Thank you. I'm Andrea Smith, Acting Manager, Municipal Land Development Office, and would like to just provide a brief overview of this consideration report, which recommends that an Indigenous-themed pop-up library and cultural space be permitted as an interim activation within the Discovery Centre. Joined today by Hamilton Public Library, Paul Takala, Chief Librarian and CEO, and some of his staff, and also joined with fellow collaborators on the report, Delfina Duarte, Manager Facilities Planning and Business Solutions, and Diane Hicks, Manager of Finance Administration and Public Works. To provide some context to the report recommendation, the library is currently conducting a programming design and development study to determine the long-term model for the Discovery Centre. And while that planning continues, HPL is proposing to transform a portion of that building into a pop-up library to activate the waterfront 7 days a week, starting summer 2026. This activation could be extended until the space becomes a permanent branch, pending future council decisions. The goal of the pop-up concept is to become a vibrant community-centered destination at the waterfront. And the library would serve as a central anchor for that activation and include traditional library services along with programming for various age groups and community events. And the space would feature rotating cultural displays curated by the library, community partners, and various organizations. In terms of investment, HPL is committing resources for on-site staff and approximately $290,000 for interior improvements. These improvements would include things such as new furniture, fixtures, space enhancements, and collections to support the programming. And regarding operating cost considerations, normally a user or an operator within a city facility contributes their share of building operating costs, such as heating and maintenance. But in this case, Hamilton Public Library is requesting relief from operating cost contributions for 2026 only, which is estimated at approximately $130,000. After which HPL would assume full proportional responsibility for these costs moving onwards. And because HPL is an independent organization governed by a council-appointed board, relief of these operating costs are technically regarded as a subsidy. And it's really the basis of this report, why we're here today as a consideration report, where staff are seeking council authorization to permit the library occupy the space without operating cost recovery for 2026. Should be noted that regardless of HPL using the space or not, there are operating costs associated with the building to accommodate ongoing community events and bookings. So in summary, staff are recommending that HPL be permitted to use the space, which is community-centered, draws people to the waterfront. It enables HPL to pilot programming, which aligns with the momentum already underway for the reuse of the building as a library, Indigenous gathering area, and exhibit space. In terms of next steps, subject to council's approval of the report, staff would begin preparing the requisite agreements between the city and library for use of the space, bringing activation to the waterfront by this summer. That concludes my overview. Thank you.
Thank you, Manager. Welcome, Mayor Horvath, who's also online. Any questions? Councillor Kretsch, please start us off.
Thanks. First, just want to say this is great. I'm very excited to have this happening sooner. Right now, there's been a prolonged unuse of the Discovery Centre, and having it get some much needed use as soon as possible is really important. I wanted to also ask a sort of similar question to what I asked about the last report in terms of engagement. As far as I know, the North End Neighbourhood Association set up a kind of library subcommittee. As soon as they found out that there was going to be a library branch coming to the North End, they were pretty excited. They set up a group, but they don't know who to activate that group with, the city. And so I'm wondering if it's okay if they reach out to talk to maybe the chief librarian or yourself, Andrea. I'm not sure who the right folks are, but I just wanted to put that question out there.
Manager Smith?
Through the chair to Councillor Kretsch, of course, that would be, I know the library had done some recent engagement with North End residents and of course, we'd be willing to continue that ongoing dialogue with the community moving forward on this project.
Thanks. I only asked because there was a meeting last night and people were asking the question directly, so I wanted to make sure I had a good answer. I'll send an email to everybody so we can connect. But thanks very much. I'm looking forward to this. I can't wait to see what the library is going to do here. I'm kind of interested to see how we're going to deliver library services in this location. And I think it's a great opportunity to test out what's going to be eventually a long-term solution for the library. Everyone in North End is pretty excited about this. So thanks for it. Bye.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Kassar.
Thank you, Chair Spatafora. Yeah, very supportive of this. Just wanted to ask a clarifying question. Understanding that this is the funding requested is from a reserve and no impact on the levy. Just wanted to tease out a little bit the comments that were made and what's in the report. There's already operating expenses. how much, if any, of the 130,000 here is incremental, what the city would be incurring anyway? I understand it's complicated because of the subsidy comment that was made. Just want to understand how much of this is actually incremental that the city would be paying anyway.
Who's going to take that? Go ahead, Manager.
Through the chair, I'm Delphina Duarte, Manager of Facility Planning and Business Solution. Thank you for the question, Councillor Kassar. We estimate that the incremental increase as a result of having 7-day-a-week service at the library would be in the order of approximately $100,000. This is to provide the cleaning, staff support, additional security, additional utility costs, and some of the enhanced services around access 7 days a week. There is a component built in there for additional security presence and facilities presence as well.
Councillor?
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Like I said, I'm very supportive. I think it's really important to activate the waterfront, just like is being considered in the previous report, the reconstruction and redevelopment that's happened there. And then adding this, bringing more people down, I think it's all very positive and worth that investment. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Mayor Horvath, please.
Thanks very much. Just very briefly, I'm really supportive of this as well, excited about it. I want to say that congratulations to staff and to the North End neighbors and to the councillor. This is really going to be, I think, a positive thing for the North End. And I remember when the North End lost the Picton Library, and it was a blow. And so this is a kind of a really great, I think, signal to the community that that the library that they lost was a loss, and in fact, this is going to reinstate library services to that neighborhood. As that neighborhood continues to grow, it's more and more important, and so it's always been important, but it's really great to see. So, congratulations to everybody involved in bringing this forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't believe we have any other speakers, so we will vote now. Electronic. Might take a while to get the electronic vote loaded, so please bear with us. Looks like it's coming. There we go. Vote is up. And that carries 4-0. Thank you. As I go through my pages here, clerk, stop me if I've gone too far, but is that it? That's it? That's all? Wow. Staff, thank you for everyone for coming in this morning. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Councilors, Mayor, have a great day. Clerks, thank you, and we'll see you next year. Take care. We are adjourned.